Profits Mentorship began in December of 2021. And over the last 3.5 years, we have been growing and improving the MPM, and today is no exception. For those of you who are new to the Max Profits Mentorship, you may not know how far we've actually come, but we're very excited to take you on this continued journey starting today. 2 months ago, we released Squads Plus in beta. And squads are this integral part of the Max Profits Mentorship community. It is a community, after all, and we believe that building and fostering relationships in squads will create this compounding effect in our community as it brings people together and moving in one direction. Now, last September, we hosted our very first MPM experience at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and it was amazing. Right now, as this video goes live, we're actually meeting on day 3 of our San Francisco experience, and later today, we're going to be announcing the location of our upcoming experience this coming September. Last May, we released MPM 4.0, which was the largest update to the Max Profits Mentorship to date. This was the first time we actually broke the Max Profits Mentorship course into different chunks that we called the Freedom Business Model. We created the 3 major pillars of attract, convert, and scale. The Focus Finder and Roadmap allowed you to easily identify these weak areas in your business, and it directed you to recommended course content to then help strengthen each of those areas. We also began 8-week game planning sessions, squads, and so much more. But 5.0 is going to be the largest leap we've ever made with a single update. We're rolling out a brand new look for the MPM. We're bringing Squads Plus out of beta with new features. We're debuting a revamped coaching structure. We have 100% brand new course content and a complete top-down overhaul of our entire meta ads strategy. You see, when we announced MPM 3.0 in 2023, we made a major shift in platforms and style for the Max Profits Mentorship. Since the inception of the MPM, it's been geared toward more of a premium, high-end, more luxury feel. And today we're making the Max Profits Mentorship sleek. We're giving it that same premium luxury feel, but with a modern twist. Check it out.
I'm feeling like a brand new me. Brand new, brand new. Feeling like a brand new me, brand new me. I'm feeling like a brand new me. Woo, yeah. Feeling like a brand new me. I'm feeling like a brand new me.
All of the elements feel like you could hold them. You're going to see this new branding intertwined throughout the entire MPM, from space branding to the MPM 5.0 course material. This redesign marks a new chapter of the Max Profits Mentorship. We see this as really an outward signal of our inward improvements. This is a message to you, our wonderful clients, and our soon-to-be clients and our competitors, that we don't just keep up, but we lead well in the education and coaching industry. As the program grows, as it evolves, and becomes more sophisticated, we intend to do the same thing with branding. We're also using this opportunity to visually align the e-commerce alley with the Max Profits Mentorship, because we are all the e-commerce alley. This will make the transition from our alley membership to the Max Profits Mentorship smoother from a visual standpoint. And don't worry, this is not just a facelift, but we have fundamentally changed so much about the Max Profits Mentorship. At the beginning of March, we rolled out Squads Plus Beta, a brand new take on squads. It was truly this next generation of squads that we really longed for. We made a change to revenue submissions so that you could more accurately report your business revenue and be paired with people in your revenue bracket. Based on feedback, we're going to allow tight-knit squads to stay together moving forward, to continually fostering those relationships amongst members and hopefully leading into great friendships. If you have felt like your squad has become close and it would be beneficial for your squad to stay together and you would like to remain in it, then we encourage you, as you're submitting to join squads and as you're completing the surveys after each squad cycle, you're going to have the opportunity to then say, I want to keep the same squad. And we may change around a few people in your squad, but the core we will try to keep the same. The biggest rollouts, however, with Squads Plus came from the additional resources that we provided to help improve accountability and the ease of connecting with your squad. For the last 2 months, we've been hosting weekly squad syncs every Wednesday directly after open office hours to just offer a designated time for your squad to meet, alleviating issues with scheduling conflicts. We also rolled out squad chats. Now, squad chats are spaces in the MPM dedicated to your squad. This way, once your squad is assigned, you already have a chat with them. No exchanging phone numbers and adding and removing people from different chats or trying to figure out where your squad should actually have conversations. Lastly, we created the squad playbook, and this was really the one-stop shop for all things squad. We had a squad tracker we released, best practices for your squad, and attendance requirements. Getting more strict on attendance has pushed the envelope on what we expect from squad members and how everyone can benefit from squads. And I'm really excited to share with you the overall improvement from the previous version of squads. In fact, after the release of Squads Plus, we saw a 39.47% increase in the perceived value of squads and a 26.85% increase in engagement of squads. But we aren't done there. Today, we're announcing 2 more changes to Squads Plus that will officially bring it out of beta and lead us into the best squad cycle we've had yet. See, we have strict standards for attendance in squads because we really want to ensure the highest level of engagement possible, which is why we require a 60% attendance from all squad members or you're not able to participate in the next round of squads. However, we realize things come up that are out of our control. Life happens, and that's why we're announcing digital check-in. If you have a sick kid, something comes up, or you're on vacation for a week or two, we don't want you to miss out on the squad cycle. So for those weeks, you're going to be able to submit a digital check-in. You'll simply take a few moments to pre-fill out your squad tracker before your squad meets for squad sync, and you'll send a digital check-in message to your squad. You're just going to explain, hey, I'm not going to be able to make this squad sync, and I'm going to share 2 wins from my business in the last week, 2 lessons that I learned from the last week, and my priorities for the upcoming week. Taking 10 to 15 minutes to submit this digital check-in keeps you connected with your squad while also making sure your squad doesn't feel like you've completely abandoned them and jumped ship. Your squad leader will mark that you submitted a digital check-in for that week, and it will not count against your attendance. However, if you do feel that you're going to have to submit digital check-in more than 50% of the squad cycle, then we would just ask that you don't submit for a squad, as too many digital check-ins will begin to count against you. And finally, we're incredibly excited to announce the first annual Summer Squad Games that begins Monday, May 5th. This is going to take all of the foundation we built previously with Squads Plus, and we're going to gamify it. Each squad is going to go head-to-head in extended 12-week squad cycles for a $5,000 cash pool. Bi-weekly, you're going to have new goals to hit and tasks to complete to earn points for your squad. The squad with the most points by July 28th will win the grand prize of $3,000. But for second and third place, we aren't going to leave them hanging. Second place is going to earn $1,500 and third place will be $500 split amongst all of the squad members. To earn points, you're going to be given tasks and missions that will help you improve certain areas of your business and also coincide with the MPM 5.0 content. During your squad sync, your squad members should come prepared with all of the things that they've accomplished in that week to be sent to our team and tallied up. And we'll be posting and emailing squad leaderboards so each squad can see how they're shaping up against others. Squad games will be a great way to just have this accountability in your squad. Work together to really help complete good objectives for your business and turn this summer slump season into a season of new sales records. So if you want a squad for your next cycle, you're simply going to have to comment on the next game planning and squad assignment event by the end of today, May 2nd, so that the team can assign you the perfect squad. That's all for Squads Plus. The newest generation of squads has improved the overall satisfaction of squads by an astounding 32.62%. They're more engaged and more organized than ever. With the introduction of digital check-in and squad games, you're going to be able to stay connected with your squad during the summer and compete for $5,000 in cash prizes with your squad holding you more accountable and pushing you and your business further than ever. Over the next few months, we will be continuing to tweak and improve Squads Plus based on community feedback, but we're incredibly excited for the new direction of squads. Now, one of the most valuable components of the MPM is coaching. This is where constraints are identified, ideas are shared, and breakthrough happens. Coaching is something you can attend whether you've been in the MPM for a week or whether you've been here for 3.5 years. There's always something to be learned. We have new strategies to implement and just golden nuggets to apply to your own business. Open office hours was the newest addition in the coaching lineup and has been invaluable for answering more one-off questions or maybe deep diving into non-ads related issues. As you'll learn later, we're expanding the MPM course content broader and deeper than we ever have before. And to accompany that, we're doing the same with coaching. Friday sessions are going to stay the same and be focused solely on ad optimizations. Open office hours will also remain the same, but starting next week, May 6th, Tuesday will not just be for ad optimization, but rather a full spectrum coaching session. The main room will be for attract-related coaching and questions, and then there will be an additional breakout room for convert or scale that will alternate each week. So let's say you're struggling with website or need some help with your email flow strategy, or you're deciding if and when you should hire a new team member. You'll be able to submit for coaching and give some specifics about the question and be queued up for the next coaching session in one of those additional rooms. We will be starting this next week with the convert and then alternating to scale on May 13th, and we will just flip-flop every other week. This will be the first time we offer a dedicated coaching session to something other than meta ads, and we are really excited about this because growing a healthy, profitable business is about so much more than just advertising. And speaking of just more than advertising, next I want to talk about the all-new course content that's coming in MPM 5.0. This is the first time since MPM 3.0 that every video in the course has been rewritten, refilmed, and re-edited. Obviously, we have gotten far better at all of the things that go into producing new content, but we have also improved all of our strategies. After our surveys in December of last year, we are now going deeper into content we've already had and going wider into even more content that has never been in the MPM before. Check out this video. Wow, where do we even begin? Let's just work our way around the brand new freedom business model, starting with product. What was once focused on an offer is now focused more broadly on product testing, finding and building cash cow offers, determining an ideal customer, unique selling points, and figuring out how your product is actually unique. Rather than just relying on a good offer to sell your product, we also want to refine your product to make it more scalable, more magnetic, and more profitable. Next, we move to advertising, which, as you may notice, is no longer just meta ads. And this is the largest section of the entire MPM, and we've made it even larger by adding a Google Ads course. We brought in Connor Fleming, who some of you may know, and who has also been running Google Ads for several multi-million-dollar businesses to film content on Google Ads. Now, we've made some major upgrades to meta ads in our entire testing and scaling strategy from the top down, but I'm gonna break that down more in just a little bit. For now, I wanna move on to promotions. Promotions is a brand new module in the MPM that was somewhat lumped in with email and ads in the past. But we're putting an even stronger emphasis on this moving forward. We're gonna give you a brand new promo sprint planner spreadsheet, a full breakdown for planning promo sprint strategy, tips for building out your assets, checklists, and just tons of additional resources that will help you print more profit every month using promo sprints. Now I wanna move to convert. Let's start with campaigns. We have updated and improved our recommended campaign strategy, but more importantly, we've expanded on that strategy inside this course, beginning with SMS. Not only are you going to see our full system for making email a profit printing machine for your business, but now you'll see how we leverage SMS to increase that efficiency. But we know the hardest part about email and SMS campaigns is writer's block. So we put a lot of time into pre-planning as much of your content ahead of time as possible, as well as providing you with custom tailored GPT for ChatGPT that will write emails in your voice for your brand in a quarter of the time. And this is just gonna supercharge the quality and the speed in which you approach email and SMS for your marketing. Next is flows, and it has gotten the same treatment as campaigns. It's now full of upgraded content around building out your core 5 flows, as well as deeper content surrounding the technicals of email flows and more advanced flows that you can build out. And lastly, for the convert pillar is website. The website course has doubled in size from the previous version, and it has tons of AOV boosting and conversion rate boosting strategies inside. For AOV boosting, we're walking through over-the-shoulder building out of epic cart drawers that have things like add to unlock tiers and cart upsells, and then we'll share our favorite tool for building mix and match offers, and we'll dive into overarching strategies like our 3 free shipping threshold recommendations and our inverse funnel optimization process. For conversion rate boosting, you'll learn recommendations for your pop-up, improving page design, leveraging scarcity and urgency, price testing, and more. Now, onto the scale pillar, which is my personal favorite. And to do this, we start with finance. Now, personally, finance, it's such a boring word to me. However, if you've run a business for any period of time, then you know how deeply important it is to have a good grasp on your finances. Because if you don't know that, it can be incredibly damaging in the long run. That's why we created the e-commerce cash management system, where you'll learn how to bucket your revenue into key percentages, how to read profit and loss statements, control spending, crush debt, and make your take-home paycheck actually what you're worth. I mean, we are technically the Max Profits Mentorship after all. And so this course is all about killing the profit killers, how you should pay yourself, and really why revenue is largely a vanity metric. Next is ops. We will have brand new training on the CEO dashboard, how to optimize based on your CEO dashboard, and how to perform an energy audit to just weed out the low ROI activities, and also how to run a more efficient organization. Once you understand how to become profitable, this course will teach you how to remain profitable. And lastly, in the scale pillar is mindset. Even with the best meta ad strategies, cash management systems, coaches, and communities and squads, running a business is not always flowers and sunshine. Actually, most of the time, it's kind of like just getting completely sucker punched in the gut and a heartache and a lot of anxiety than flowers and sunshine. The reason you created your business far outweighs those gut punches and heartache. So having a bulletproof mindset is what can prepare you for those moments. These are the videos that you should watch more than once because they're concepts that you can always call back on when you're faced with maybe a bad day or a really difficult decision. The new Freedom Business Model is 2 times larger than what we released last year in MPM 4.0. No longer is the Max Profits Mentorship just the meta ads mentorship, but a way of operation for your e-commerce business and building a life that you love. However, none of it would be possible without meta ads. Even with all of these changes, Meta is still the main engine that drives your business forward. And that's why I'm incredibly excited, because we have completely rewritten our Meta ads playbook from the top to the bottom. Take a look.
I'm in a $1 million mood. I'ma shout it from the roof in $1 million mood. I'ma shout it from the roof in $1 million mood.
Imagine someone told you there's millions of dollars buried in this field, in this location, but you just didn't know how deep it was. Would you dig 6 inches and just stop? How far would you dig until you hit it? Starting first with the brand new Meta Foundations and setup. Since we last updated this, a lot has changed in the back end of Meta. So we have updated screen shares and walkthroughs of those new features and updated custom metrics and dashboards, as well as training on setting up things like catalogs and Meta shops. The biggest shift in our Meta ad strategy, however, is the complete reworking of the ad lab. The new ad lab will still be focused on testing a volume of creatives and copy, but the fundamentals are shifting based on 4 major groundbreaking changes Meta recently rolled out for their algorithm. The first being Meta GEM, or Generative Ads Recommendation Model, where everyone has a brain and its job is to learn yours. GEM will begin to understand your preferences over time. For instance, 3 months ago, I didn't have any kids. Now, I have a 3.5-month-old, and Meta knows that I want to see ads for onesies and weighted sleep sacks and $3,000 self-rocking AI-powered cribs. Next, we have Meta Lattice. Meta Lattice learns what modality of content and surface, or placement, people need to see before they buy. For instance, you may respond well to short-form video on Instagram and static images on Meta, whereas I prefer long-form video on Meta and statics on Instagram. Meta uses its millions of data points on users to determine the right ads to show to the right person at the right time that is personalized to you. On top of all of that, Meta's new sequence learning knows the subtle patterns and behaviors you'll take leading up to this purchase, and then after that, the next behaviors to the next purchase. So it'll queue up the precise order of things to show you to move you down the funnel quicker. And thanks to the fourth big change, Meta Andromeda, it can now do this 10,000% faster to pull personalized ads from the entire ad library in milliseconds as soon as you open Instagram or Facebook. This new ad lab testing strategy is an ongoing way for you to test new things every single week using and playing into Meta's new models. And on top of that, we will actually scale into this testing campaign since it is no longer a traffic objective that we're using. Which brings me to scaling. Once we have proven ads inside our ad lab test campaign, we will then move them into what we call a production campaign that will become the campaign that all of your proven assets go live in. And this campaign will be your workhorse that has predictable results with predictable ads day in and day out. On top of all of these campaign structure and strategy changes, we have new optimization workflows, kill switches, scaling and descaling automations, and deep dives into things like reporting breakdowns, troubleshooting pixels, and more. Now, I'm not going to dive into the exact strategy and campaign structure breakdowns of all of these different things because we have spent hundreds of hours writing scripts, filming, and editing our highest quality course yet that beautifully and simply explains every scenario, every optimization, every test, and every kill switch. So you're just going to have to dive into the new content to see it. MPM 5.0 is a massive upgrade, and me and the entire e-commerce alley team are excited for you to get your hands on it. This upgrade is also larger than what we've done before. We're also going to roll it out a little bit differently. We're going to be releasing new courses every week throughout the month of May, starting Monday, May 5th. And we're going to call them release parties, and they're going to look something like this. May 5th, you're going to get access to the entire Meta ad system and the new product content. On May 12th, we will release Google Ads, promotions, and campaigns. May 19th will be website, flows, and ops. And finally, on May 26th, we're going to release finance and mindset. Last year, when we announced MPM 4.0 and released it, we had tons of questions on where should I start and what is actually new of 4.0 versus 3.0. And so for MPM 5.0, we're going to stagger release to help with that. Meaning you don't need to feel overwhelmed with several hundred brand new videos at once, but rather you can digest them weekly. And so every Monday throughout the month of May, our Monday workshops will become those release parties where I'm going to focus on breaking down the new content released that week, the differences in the strategy, the new resources versus the old resources, and recommended checklists to help you move through and implement everything. Then that week, our team and your squad can be focused on helping you with questions around those specific areas of the course. We have been hard at work for many months writing, scripting, and planning this massive update. And we hope you're just as excited as we are. Squads Plus was a massive success, and with the release of Digital Check-in and Squad Games, it's going to make Squads Plus even better than before. Coaching is getting even deeper with newly dedicated convert and scale sessions that you can submit for. The course content is getting a massive refresh. Our brand new ad lab testing framework ties in perfectly with Meta's new algorithm overhaul, and it's easier to scale now than ever with our snowball scaling and descaling automations, production campaigns, and just really simplified kill switches. And if this was all we had to release for MPM 5.0, it would be pretty good. I mean, we could probably wrap this up and call this the best release we've ever done. But we actually have one more thing we need to talk about, and I would love to share that with you now. That's right, we're releasing a brand new software that is deeply integrated directly with the Max Profits Mentorship. For over a year, we've been partnered with Cliff Brown from the MPM and his team of developers to build a tool called Breezeway. Breezeway is a tool that connects all of your metrics together, making it a breeze to view and make decisions based on them. It connects Shopify, Klaviyo, Meta Ads, and Google Ads to show together all of your data in a single glance. At launch, Breezeway will have 5 key features with tons more coming down the pipeline in future months. The first is the Metric Overview tab. Here you can see at a glance the most important metrics for your business in a graph. You can easily see trends, you can look at different date ranges, and then compare them to previous time periods. Second is the CEO dashboard. Because Breezeway was built with the MPM in mind, you'll find that this is displayed very similarly to the existing CEO dashboard spreadsheets. However, it automatically populates by pulling in the data from all of the integrated sources. There's a daily, weekly, and monthly dashboard, as well as customizable columns based on what you need to see specific for your business. You can also have custom columns here for things that aren't yet integrated, like maybe Amazon revenue or Etsy revenue and additional ad spend channels. Next is the Breeze Brain. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's the brain for your business. It holds all of your metrics in your own KPIs. You can fill in your numbers and it will automatically calculate your break-even cost per acquisition and return on ad spend, contribution margin, gross profit, total cost per order, and so much more. This allows Breezeway to tailor recommendations to your business and not just use generic benchmarks, which becomes essential because the next feature is the Ads Manager. How many times have you been in your Ads Manager and said, I wish it would tell me what I should do next? I mean, most of you come to coaching and then we're happy to do that. You know, we have our own optimization processes and checklists we follow to do this, but imagine if you had a tool that could just automatically help you with it based on your personal business. Well, we've created our own Ads Manager inside of Breezeway that does exactly that. It comes pre-built with our recommended purchase dashboard, custom metrics, and even more advanced tools. The two that I kind of want to show off here are the Breeze Score and Trends. Beside each campaign, ad set, or ad, you'll find a Breeze Score. This is a mathematical calculation to determine if your campaign has had enough impressions based on the metrics in your Breeze brain to have statistical significance. Essentially, what this means is based on your own tailored KPIs and the amount of impressions that your campaign, ad sets, or ads have received, it's going to give you a percentage between 1 and 99. Nobody's 100%. And it's going to give you confidence as to whether you should kill or scale something. So if you have a campaign where you're in your target ROAS and it's sitting at a 99%, then that's likely going to say you should be scaling this campaign based on your statistics. Next, we have trends. You'll find a bar graph beside every key optimization benchmark like ROAS, CPA, cost per click, and more. And this is an easy way to look at a glance at your metrics and see if they're trending up, down, or kind of just staying the same. And it even shows a line of your target metrics and your break-even metrics. This can help you make more informed media buying decisions because if a campaign is not quite at target but trending up, you may want to give it a little bit more time to get into that range, or if you see it moving in the right direction. And then clicking on the bar graph opens up a pop-up where you can hover over and look day over day at those trends. And lastly is the customer journey. Breezeway actually began as a first-party attribution tool, much like Hyros or Triple Whale or Cometly, but over the development, it has become so much more. And the attribution section has become secondary to everything else. You can navigate to the customer journey section and you can see first attribution or the first time a user came into contact with your brand, and the last attribution or the thing that caused them to make the purchase, meaning you can see how long it takes for someone to actually make a purchase, where people are finding you, and how all of your advertising efforts and marketing efforts are working together in a beautiful symphony. So that's Breezeway. It's the tool that I've always wished for and never had, and now we do. And it's built specifically with the Max Profits Mentorship in mind, using our frameworks, methodologies, and strategies to supercharge the math and metric displays. I want to give a massive shout out to Cliff Brown and his entire team over at TechTrack for really making this possible. If it wasn't for them, this would not be a reality, and we believe this is going to change many people's businesses. So I'm happy to announce that everyone will be getting Breezeway on May 5th with the MPM 5.0 release, as well as dedicated training content on a complete overview of the tool, how to set up everything and make sure it's all integrated, inputting your KPIs, building your CEO dashboard, and how we use it to optimize campaigns. You'll also start to see us using Breezeway to optimize ad accounts during coaching sessions. For those of you with a $7.95 a month membership in the MPM, your access to Breezeway is included in your membership at no cost. And those on legacy plans, you're gonna receive a 2-month free trial, and then it's only $99 a month after that. This tool is gonna go public at $199, but since you're in the MPM, you're gonna get a 50% monthly discount for using it. And while paid media buyers and agencies will charge several $1,000s a month to manage your ads and provide insights on what to do, this tool is gonna do it for less than $100, which will pay for itself in no time. Well, that's it for MPM 5.0. This truly feels like just such a brand new chapter for the Max Profits Mentorship, and I am so excited for all of you to get your hands on this new content, the new strategies, and of course, Breezeway. A special thanks to the entire TechTrack team for making Breezeway a reality, and to the eCommerce Alley team for making this the biggest, best rollout of the MPM to date. It's only gonna get better from here. Now, we'll see you at 3:30 p.m. EST today for the announcement of our upcoming September experience, which is going to be our best event yet, but it has limited seats. If you're on a legacy plan, the seats are gonna be even more affordable than San Francisco. And if you're not on a legacy plan, then this 3-day epic event is included in your membership. All you need to do is be there live to reserve your seat. So if you remotely want to attend, I would be there.